Hmm. Ugh. What was that? Was that a bell? Or... I swear I just heard a bell ring out here. I don't see a bell. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. What do I have going on? A whole lot of nothing. Journal. Still have that. Should I have that? Is that contraband? It might be contraband. I'm supposed to sign. I didn't. Ugh. No stakes. Not that I've woken up to them in the first place, but... how's the ritual going? Oh, great. It's continued. Because it's not escalated, but... I don't need to. She has her own... She has her own space. I have my own space. I'll wake her up in a bit if she is even in there. Interesting. Interesting. They are funding their kingdom. I'll go into solstice preparations. Hello. Okay. Wonderful. The elevators arrived. Alright, let's... Okay, let's figure out where on Earth we are. Poppy is down here. Do I have mail? Mail's a frequent occurrence, and usually puts my head on my shoulders. Right, I have charcoal. Okay. That, you know... Not what I really was looking for. Just another book. Just take the... Attention Court Bloodwind. Solstice is arriving soon, and myself, Vesson, and Violet. Who's myself? We'd like to host a meeting with the entirety of the court to discuss possible plans as well as an event planning that we should require. Any event planning we should require? Please use this book to write down your availability or to make note of any leave. Could they not write a Y? No, they write a Y that... What happened here and here? Once was fine, but... Twice is just interesting. Let's see. Having the meeting sooner than later is ideal. They are the only ones to have written in the book. Wonderful. Well, good to see they're getting ahead of it. I was somewhere in my docket today. Good morning. Royal Code in 10 minutes. Do you have any idea what we should say for the scandal? I'm stressing slightly about it. Right. Scandal. Scandals. Well, there's the book of an actual scandal in the library. Which, why, but whatever. I'm sure we can formulate something. It's just a matter of what. Matter of fact, I want to check the library, just given... That book interests me. No one's here, so... Let's see. Yes, no one's here. Oh. Interesting. I have the illusion of choice. I am what I am, and nothing can change that. Forever, I am obedient, perfect. Wow, okay. For the Ascendant, that was myself. Life is not so simply black and white, rather shades of gray. The Dreamless. You had written before, briefly. Interesting. So they don't write much. Anyone write in? No. Right. Scandal. Scandal, scandal, scandal. Would you like to meet? Scandals. I don't... You are in class. I thought it was in 10 minutes. Okay, I guess I'm changing and trying to think of a scandal. Great. Oh, scandals. Do we need proof of it? Proof definitely throws a wrench in things, but... Right. Scandals. Why am I pulling a blank? Just some royal... fuss. That's all we need. I'm changing into uniform from you. Hello.
Hello.
I must thought I wasn't going to get a hello back. Still cool. Scandals! Oh my gosh. Okay, what do we have? I mean, we have the big thing. But I don't want to use the big thing. Okay, just change. There. I mean, we can have... Depends how general of an answer we can have. We in Court Bloodwyn simply do not run into scandals. We pride ourselves off of respect and dignity. Problems are usually solved diplomatically rather than scandalously. How?
Ezra, I'm here when you're ready.
Hello here.
Hello.
Hello. Trying to figure out what our scandal is.
Well, the easy option is to just go with what we have and just change the name. Or...
Is the book still in the library, or did we take that?
Nope. I have it on me.
Right. No, because if it's reminiscent of anything, then it could cause strife if people actually know of it. I'd rather just make something...
Someone could call it out.
Yes, I'd rather just fabricate something of our...
Oops, sorry.
Get something of our own.
Mm-hmm.
Question is what?
Well, what is something
Land dispute?
that could be?
We handle things quite diplomatically, but... There was a historic land dispute between a...
Farmers? Cow farmers?
Too passive.
Hmm.
An advisor's son, about 200 years ago, had a land dispute in which he believed he was entitled to his father's land. And his father, being the advisor, caused quite a...
The only
Hello.
reason I survived was...
Oh, good evening.
Excuse us.
Caused quite a strife between, of course, familial relations, and then it's the advisor. Or as he was the
There are
current
people in the
advisor.
classroom.
Well, yes, I'm just describing a historical event.
Mm-hmm. Took a long way.
Indeed.
advisor's son and who was the other?
Well, the
Remind me of
advisor
this
at the time
historical event?
himself.
Ah.
A land dispute. The advisor's son believed that he was quite entitled to the land when he very well was not. He was simply quite entitled overall.
Right.
Or gratuitous. And curious about the board. What the? Interesting. Yes, it can be as simple as that. Yes, the land dispute that
So
covered
the
interesting.
extra credit.
It covered such interesting territory because usually the second principle isn't invoked between family members, especially with grand amendments that had been issued regarding usual inheritance law. It was new territory.
The extra credit is how it started, how it was resolved, and what came after. Should we be looking for extra points?
We could perhaps... I don't know if it's documented, actually, but... Are you familiar with the Grand Addendums? Usually, yes. I believe it's the second one is regarding inheritance. We can always discuss the situation regarding that, in which, yes, the advisor's son had an argument with a fallen advisor's wife. The poor woman. It became quite a heated battle, verbally and socially, and of course slightly politically. And it was resolved by the sovereign issuing the second Grand Addendum. Pop quiz. Do you know the order in which inheritance is passed down? No, under the second addendum.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. It is. It starts with the parents. It goes to the children, and then if it doesn't go to the children, then it goes to the in-laws, the grandparents type of thing.
You're quite far off.
I am. I need to read.
I know it starts with the children because he was the one to actually, I suppose, invoke it first.
Oh, we got to go with 7.
Yes. Begins, I believe, works its way down. Oh, if she's coming along. Works its way down the children. We'll get to it.
Well, just struggling.
So I'll simply ask, how was everyone's week?
Good, thank you for asking. How was yours?
It was quite lovely. All right. Well, I believe we can slowly begin. We will be adjusting the matter in this case to play it appropriately. So, as you remember last time, the class ended with a bit of a twist. A poisoning scenario was played out, and, well, as such, certain people were suspected of carrying out the deed. I suppose for this scenario, we are going to pretend that this is a meeting that happened in the days after to decide what actions will be taken. I wish to see how each of your kingdoms would handle such a scenario playing out, what they would demand of other kingdoms, or how they would, well, I suppose, handle the aftermath if accused. I spoke to multiple students, and it seemed that the one seen as suspicious for the poisoning was Marjorie of the Vampire Kingdom,
Brand.
as multiple had seen her hand over the cake to the ruler of the Demon Kingdom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hand out papers to everyone, some of which have nothing on them, while others have things written down. This is information that you are not allowed to show, but you are completely permitted to tell the rest of your kingdom. If there is an asterisk on the note, it means to missive me for more details. You'll be given time to discuss what you wish to do, and we will be having a discussion of how such a scenario should be handled. Is that clear? Very well. Permit that I begin handing out the papers then. Let me simply organize them in my hands.
Eventually. There's something in my eye. It's bothering me.
Will you be speaking on your brother's behalf today?
Yes.
Very well.
Suppose we don't have Marjorie here either.
Oh, goodness.
Quite the process.
Oh, actually, wrong paper. Excuse me. Do not pick that up. Do not pick that up. Do not read that. Do not read that. Do not read that. Please
I will
give
not
that
read
to
it.
me.
Yep, I've dropped it immediately.
Thank you. Oh,
I'm gonna hide
goodness me.
See what gets done. Okay.
Apologies. Yes. If it simply says paper, then it's blank. If it says something on it, then go accordingly. I am going to assume that you are going to be speaking on behalf of the head heir today.
Yes.
Are myself and Katerina the only heirs here? Could provide a easy way to talk. What even about? Surely about something. So I can actually pick this up.
All
Just an
right.
empty piece of paper.
All information
Wonderful.
has been handed out. You will be given time to discuss with your courts what you wish to do on the matter. As a reminder to the Vampire Kingdom, one of your own court, has been accused of attempting to poison a ruler of another kingdom, the demons. You will be the ones put on the spot because of this today. As for everyone else, working with the information you've been given, well, figure out what you wish to do. And those who have asterisks, please tell me what paper you got, and ask for further information while this discussion is being had. Please create your own groups and discuss until I'll give you about 7 minutes. Begin.
See if they join the group. What the? Stole my thunder. Yes, I made one.
Oh, I did not see. I'm so sorry.
She's asleep.
I hope not. She just got here.
Lady Celica said that the old blood is not agreeing with her today.
Oh, wonderful.
Proud of her for making it to class.
Yes, just be. We'll just keep an eye on her.
Nice.
Okay, so to make this quick, as you know, I've already thought about this in detail. I am of the opinion Marjorie wouldn't do something like this, and not just generally, but also there is the side of they are going to probably want to take some sort of action. And I think that we should try to find a balance between their laws and our laws where we can have a fair trial for Marjorie, prove her innocence. However, if they wish to have some sort of, if they are not happy that she comes out innocent at the end of it, we do have our laws where they can, do her, should they so wish.
Was it ever spoken if the incident happened on our land, their land, or someone else's land?
That's a great point, actually. So to recount the facts, Marjorie served Cassian a cake. However, it was not the cake that we brought as a gift. That was never placed down. And the sea monsters very openly had stated that they were hosting. So, with that being said, I would, by, process of elimination, the sea monsters would be the one to be providing the food, the catering, unless otherwise stated. They could bring up the fact that we brought a cake. However, it was to be brought for everyone to share, but never placed down. So, she could not have served that cake.
And if so, then more people would have fallen ill.
Exactly, not just Cassian.
So what's to say
Because-
that he himself didn't simply poison it?
Or someone else.
Jury's out.
Exactly.
There's no
With that being
definitive
said-
answer. We cannot pin it on one singular person. That's simple logic.
Mhm.
Yes.
But what we can stand on is that we know in Marjorie's character, she would not do this. She loves baking. She loves sharing her craft with everybody. Why would she make it so that someone would die to it?
Very true.
And like I said, if they are not happy with the fact that she is innocent, we have our laws of due consequence.
Yes. Was
Well, not due consequence. Challenged honor. Sorry,
Yes.
excuse me.
Was she the one who presented that she brought the cake?
She had it in her hand, and I was the one that stated that we, as a collective, brought the cake.
I
Interesting.
don't even believe they were the same cake because the cake that we bought was regular cake that like vampires can eat. But the
Yes.
thing that was served to Cassian, well, they
This
only
was
meat.
precisely Veston's point. Yes, we
Mm-hmm.
can claim, yes, that she did indeed make the cake. That's why she was carrying it. And the reason that she allowed us as a collective, we brought it, is because she wanted to share that.
Mhm.
She's so selfless about her craft. She just simply wants to have it out to the world that she cannot care for glory or for credit. She simply wishes to relish in it with everyone, no matter what.
Exactly.
So it goes against
is-
everything about her to have served a poisoned slice of it.
Mm-hmm. They could argue, however, because we all sat down and we all chose our seats, that they didn't know he was going to sit there. But if he got served a slice of cake, who else got that cake? Who didn't eat it? Was the entire cake poisoned, or was it slipped onto his plate right as he was being served it?
That's why I would argue that perhaps it is self-inflicted. Because if there
Mm.
were not assigned seating, there was no way to have directly targeted him.
Mhm.
And with the position he is, either he is horribly unlucky or it was seemingly targeted. But in that case, it would have to fall on Marjorie if targeted, and we have proven that it wouldn't be Marjorie, so therefore,
Mhm.
signs would point to the fact that he did it to himself in order to try and cause
things.
strife.
Exactly. 2 things. The question is, do demons have a tolerance to poison? I know that we do. Do they? Could it be a matter of he did it to cause strife, like you said? The other thing that I want to bring up, and it's more of a question, in the whole of it, do we want to point fingers? It's not pointing fingers necessarily. We were bringing up a fact, but I can imagine, especially with his brother being the one who's filling in for him, that is going to be there is personal feelings involved there. And if we say there's a high chance that Cassian could have done it to himself, I think that's going to cause a bigger uproar.
Indeed. I don't believe, have the jurisdiction here. We simply present the fact. Hello. We are simply presenting the facts and possibilities. So we may present the theory. I would say we present theories on all behalf. So we can present that perhaps it was Marjorie. She would have had the chance. She was, of course, dishing out that cake to Cassian. However, we can disprove that. So there's the chance that it would have been Cassian. We can perhaps disprove. If we give.
See, the cake was there. The cake, regardless, the cake
Sea monsters.
was there prior to us sitting down. It was pre-sat.
Indeed.
Mhm.
There is no indication, or we would have no indication that it hadn't been passed through many hands beforehand. Who's to say that Marjorie was the one who did it?
Precisely. We present facts and logic for every route. I say we make an argument against the hosts, the sea monsters, as far as I understand it. We are not meaning to point fingers, we are simply presenting facts. It could have been Marjorie, but everything about Marjorie points to it not being. It could be Cassian. We do not have further evidence to support or denounce it. Or it could be the sea monsters, as the cake was there prior. However, we do not have any further facts to support or denounce that. We're simply presenting all possible theories, and we're only ruling out one, the one that we actually can. It is then up to them to provide proof.
Exactly. And I really think that we should take charge of it to make sure that it isn't a bombardment of fingers pointing at us. I really
Yes.
think that we should, do as we always do, but as a reminder to everyone, I even a reminder to myself, this is a hot seat situation. They are going to, especially the demons, are going to be potentially coming down on us. We need to keep a level head, a calm tone, to make sure that we are stating the facts and we are trying to avoid personal opinions, to make sure that we are not giving off any type of air of other than simply wanting to come down to a conclusion.
Yes. Is there anything
Indeed.
that points at the Fellfolk being involved with this? Solely because it would round us out on potential suspected courts. Which
I
would
wasn't
then-
here for the previous Royal Code when they presented the scenario. However, it also cannot be ruled out. I do believe that, say, different parties had arrived at different times, you would have to look at the context of the meeting, what is going on in the society of the other
Hello.
courts. It is a very hard question to nail down. However, I do agree that we need to be taking authority in this situation, because Marjorie is one of our people.
Yes.
We will deal to her to the fullest extent of our law she be found guilty. However, we will be operating on the presumption that she is innocent until proven otherwise.
But they might want blood, which is blood. They might want recompense, which is why I'm saying we offer, if they are not happy with our system, we can offer the challenged honor as an extra thing.
We need
got
to
go
return
back.
to the group.
Considering they would be the ones serving it, but
I'm sorry,
they
did I
also
ask
were the
about
ones who
Felfolk
were
just for
supposed
Celica to
know the
completely
most
derail
of
things
the court's dietary needs
and go
such.
somewhere entirely different?
All right. So, the meeting does begin, and Marjorie, in this scenario,
Is absent.
stands accused. Overall, bringing suspicion towards the Vampire Kingdom. Of course, the Demon Kingdom, being the ones harmed, get to open the meeting.
Understood.
Only three
Well,
of them.
everyone, we have gathered you all here together because we have pressing matters to discuss. We have recently encountered difficulty with one of our heirs, in fact, our head heir, and he is currently poisoned.
In
We
this
believe.
scenario, they are the ruler, not an heir. They are in charge of the kingdom.
I see.
You
Fair
all
enough.
have your own lands. You all are court members, filling out tasks already.
Understood. We believe that this poison was delivered to him via the food that he ate during this grand event between all of our groups. And we, right now, have only little evidence to go off of, but the evidence we do have currently points toward someone amongst the vampires. We are not here to cast blame, but we would like answers.
Is this you opening us up to give our rebuttal?
Yes, as this is a demon-held meeting, we believe that everyone deserves a say. And so, yes, you are free to speak when you wish.
Of course. I didn't know if you had more to say.
Very well. So, as the situation stands, to state the facts, we were all attending. Am I correct in the presumption that this was in sea monster territory? Or have I misremembered or misheard?
That is correct.
Very well.
However, it was held by a third party. It was on sea monster territory. This was held by the regular villagers inhabiting to, essentially bring the kingdoms together. It was essentially meant to be a more neutral meeting.
Certainly.
But yes, on sea monster territory.
So, that said, I don't believe we have all too much evidence. I don't believe we have the cake in our possession. I don't believe that, unfortunately, Cassian is not here to speak, nor is Marjorie, so we're running off a bit of hearsay. There is, I believe, 3 potential leads or suspects. It would be Marjorie, as for handing out the cake. Cassian, as the one who actually had the cake. And I suppose the sea monsters in general, as it was their territory. Or I suppose, in this case, the villagers. To address one by one, Marjorie. Perhaps you are all not familiar with Marjorie on a personal level, but in personal testimony, she is obsessed with baking. She brought the cake that we had presented in the previous class, however long ago that was. However, she insisted that we present it as we all have brought it. Well, she made it. She simply wished to share it with the world. That is the level of obsession. She wants to share these baking talents, her cakes, her goods, with anyone who will be delighted by them. She doesn't care about glory, she doesn't care about credit. Simply the love of baking. So why sully it? Why ruin someone's experience with it by poisoning it? Additionally, it wasn't even her cake that she had prepared that was served to Cassian. Which leads to the second theory, of course, Cassian himself. I cannot speak to Cassian's character, and unfortunately I was not paying too much mind to him, but in interest of fairness and not to point fingers, it is entirely possible that he perhaps poisoned himself. And of course, a third theory, being the sea monsters, as it was their territory, I believe it would have been their food or the villagers' food. So there's always the chance that that comes into play. We all picked our own seats. There was no way to directly target our Ewer ruler, Cassian. Which simply opens the question. Why only him that would have been
If I
poisoned?
may interject,
Of course.
the cakes were handed out that day. Well, specifically, they were served by the ladies and lords in waiting of each court. And
not-
the cake did pass through Marjorie's hands to reach directly to...
Indeed, but did
apologies.
Marjorie make it initially?
Yes, that's correct. Just simply clarifying that the seating did not have a bearing on it, considering it was handed out in such a way.
Apologies, I was not in the previous Royal Code class.
Then why
But by
speak?
saying that the cake was passed out by the ladies and lords in waiting of all the other courts, then you're saying that the cakes had passed through many different hands before eventually arriving at Cassian. In that time, there would have been no way to really track any poison in the cakes. So it's very possible that somebody else could have handled the cake before it was passed out.
Indeed.
That is indeed something that's very true. Something
However,
that I've
there's also
considered.
the point, no one else was poisoned by the same cake, merely the slice.
And are we sure that Cassian was the intended target?
That we're not aware of.
The situation does lack quite a lot of context. We do not understand, in this hypothetical scenario, we do not understand the states of each kingdom, and we do not understand what potential motives we might have had. What good would it have done us as vampires to poison Cassian? If there is no motive, there is no crime. Simply something I wish
She needs to stay in her
have
own
the
lane,
courts consider.
unfortunately.
Well, I appreciate your frankness, and I also appreciate your insights as well. From those of you from Court Bloodwin, that is something that we certainly appreciate, and in order for us to figure this out, we will need cooperation from all courts. We are not putting blame onto Marjorie simply because we want to attack her or her person. We are simply looking for information so we can be able to best figure out how to handle the situation. So, thank you for your frankness in assessing the situation. At this point in time, I would like to ask among the other two courts, Court Cerulean and Court Somera, if there are any insights that you would like to bring to the table regarding this matter. I know that Court Cerulean, since this happened in your territory, you know your villagers better than anyone here. If you have any insights to share, they would be greatly appreciated.
Of
That's a good point to call
Um,
upon them.
I suppose I will be speaking. Of course, we met at our court as a way to bring us all together. It seems unfortunate that the situation has pulled us apart further due to this unfortunate situation that occurred. I trust that all of my court members are upstanding citizens, and I would never wish that this would happen on our territory, nor that anyone would be harmed. I truly wish that we just want to understand the situation in its fullest extent so that it doesn't happen again. Of course, we're not exactly sure why your ruler specifically was targeted, as we're not sure why the cake specifically that Marjorie held was the one that had said poison in it, nor why it was our court's place. There's many unknowns in this situation, and truly we just wish to help everyone here in this. I do not believe we have much to add, but we are willing to work with both of you in forms of mediation so that the situation itself can be resolved and that no further occurrences will arise.
Thank you.
Of course.
We appreciate your solidarity with us.
Mm.
Court Silmera, any insights that you would like to share?
I do. I agree that there is lots of unknowns in the situation, but it does not take away from the fact that we do know, and unfortunately, Lady Celica, as you mentioned yourself, you were not there. The cakes were on the table, and as it was previously mentioned, the cake itself was not poisoned. It only was the single slice, and the only hands that slice passed through was Lady Marjorie's hands prior to it reaching Cassian's. So I do not think your reasoning helped at all in deflecting blame from her. It, of course, could have been some other situation. You are right, I don't know what motive she may have had, but in this situation, it only passed through two hands, hers and Cassian's, and why would someone poison themselves?
And speaking to her character, I know that Marjorie is not the type of person to do something like this. She is respectful of our laws, and we have laws. If you have strife with someone, she would not stoop to poisoning someone. As we mentioned, she wants to share her craft with everyone. Why, if someone is wanting to enjoy a sweet treat, would she ruin that experience? This is why we regretfully bring up the point of Cassian possibly doing it. We don't know why it would be. However, if it wasn't the cakes, it could have been the plate. Could have been something that he had touched, or even the humans possibly, if they had touched something and it had transferred to the plate specifically. There are many possibilities that, unfortunately, at the time do not point to a specific rhyme or reason or person. But I believe that Marjorie would have no motive to cause a strife like this at a meeting where we are to come together. It's why she painstakingly made the present of her own cake, as she wished to share it with everyone, but did not get the chance to set it down or to share it. It would be unfortunate if it was malice to cause strife, but that is something that we together can figure out.
May I ask
If I
a
may.
question about Marjorie, if you don't
You
mind?
first. Yes, of course.
Thank you. Is her love for giving cakes a well-known fact? I assume, since most of us don't know it, it may be a well-known fact amongst your court.
I shall not
I would
speak for
believe
everyone.
so.
I can say that we have a kitchen in our kingdom, and it is stocked full to the brim with cake. The counters are covered in it. There is materials and ingredients everywhere, and she is in there painstakingly making sure that it comes out to the best quality.
Of course. Then could it not be perhaps that someone was utilizing her kindness for their own gain?
It is possible. I do not see why anyone in Court Bloodwind would do that, though.
Of course, but perhaps a third party is responsible as well. An unknown party to all of us.
However,
Oh, good.
while I appreciate standing up for our own court members, I do believe that utilizing character in such an argument here is not very successful. Simply saying
Whose
that
side is
wouldn't-
she on?
Like, just trusting that she wouldn't do such a thing is not a good argument against this. You should know as well as anybody else, Lady Darcy, that what we see on the surface can be deceiving. To the other
Unfortunately-
courts, who is not as well known to us as them, then they cannot possibly know her intentions off of that.
Unfortunately, we're dealing with a case that, as I mentioned, does not have evidence. We don't have the cake, we don't have the plates, and until something is presented, we have to go off of testimony, witness, character, anything we have. We need information, and we have to extract that from anything we can.
To answer your question, if we are not to go off a character, then we shall simply go off of her past experiences, which is none. She has no record, no history of ever doing something like this. Whether it is in her personal character or not, there is no documentation or ever have been an incident where she has done something like this, nor anyone in Court Bloodwyn.
Indeed, you've answered my question quite well.
I must ask then, is the Vampire Kingdom wishing to try and push for delaying any, I suppose, verdicts within this meeting to try and give more time for the investigation? It would be, if everyone here, or at least if enough courts agree, this is something that can happen, and I will simply roll the dice and either reveal nothing more or reveal a little bit more information accordingly.
Well, I do have something else to ask,
Oh, good.
if permitted.
I don't see why not.
Well, in case of us, I see no problem with it, Leonidas.
This is more towards Court Cerulean. Is the sea monster who served cake or food present?
That would be lovely.
Just to clear all of our bases, what were your movements of the day of the poisoning?
My movements of the day of the poisoning,
Oh.
I went around to collect the slices of cake and pass them out to the... I mainly started with my own court, of course, and anybody else who did not have a slice of cake or wanted one I provided. I did, in fact, not serve the head heir, however.
Indeed. And did you have any access to the kitchens or go to the kitchens?
Of course, we all did.
Yes, correct. I wanted to interject in case that wasn't clear information, but yes, all the ladies and lords in waiting had open access to the kitchen.
Does that not open it up?
I see. And were you at any point near the cake that was served to Lord High Chancellor or King Cassian?
Yes, I was near that cake.
Very well. That is all then. Simply a
Thank you.
possibility.
Indeed. I will admit at this point, as said before, we are looking for information. We are not looking to cast blame. Marjorie right now is the person who has the most recent vicinity to the crisis, but at the same time, as you noted, there is no further evidence to be discussed. So, I would like to put it forward at the table that we demons, seeing as finding a conviction is not going to necessarily aid Cassian's recovery from this illness, I'm more inclined to wait, at least a roll the dice to see if we can possibly get more information. Would this be something that every court might be in agreement with?
I agree.
It sounds
Indeed.
like the best course of action.
I do not believe that there is any need to make an indictment
You are not.
right at this moment, especially seeing as that no investigation had been committed prior to this meeting.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I suppose I will ask the class, high or low?
Hi.
Hi.
I don't gamble.
No. Actually,
Low?
All right. The investigation only yielded more potential suspects.
Grand.
It's a vial of poison was in fact found However, it was a type of poison that would have, well, appeared on the plates had any of the food been poisoned by it. So it only left more mystery. It did bring up more suspects. The entirety of the chefs on the lands of the Sea Monster Kingdom. Perhaps it was, in fact, a ploy by the villagers there, by the people, a hidden uprising. The wait brought more chaos. However, also more potential suspects. So at the end of the day, that is all. This will be the final meeting. What this is to decide is, well, considering a lot of time is passing and it's clear that any suspects may get away, this meeting is to decide whether consequences are to happen for this, whether any action be taken, or whether this event be simply left to rest.
Is the floor open?
Understood. Are we allowed to reconnect with our courts, perhaps, to have another debriefing before we continue with this bigger meeting?
Yes, 3 minutes.
I will make the group.
She will.
I just wanted to be able to see everybody.
I believe that we simply don't have enough evidence to go against our own court. And we should
No.
stand up for each other. I believe that we should try to reach amicable resolve with the demons.
I am of the opinion that if we are not to yield anything from this investigation, or if it is to be a party that is not Marjorie or Cassian or one of the other kingdoms, I think we need to possibly try to help out with Cassian's poisoning. I don't think that they're going to look for any type of justice post results, but I think if we can provide any aid in that regard, they would be appreciative of it.
Right.
I do believe that aid is a good idea. However, it depends what kind of aid.
Yes.
I do believe that the demons could be slightly distrusting of any intentions if we try to appear too close.
I believe that the aid we should provide is to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Mhm.
Arrange future
Indeed.
meetings less regarding this situation, but more on protection,
Connection.
standards to set on food preparation and monitoring, perhaps mingling the courts in preparations.
And
It's
money
not
is
something that
always
we
good.
need to...
Indeed.
It's not something we need to figure out exactly today in this meeting, but to arrange future meetings in which we can speak more directly with the demons. It was their ruler that was poisoned. I'm sure they'll have plenty of ideas on how to prevent it in the future.
I agree.
Indeed.
That's a solid plan.
Of course, in the case where we cannot provide them a suspect, the very best that we can do is ensuring that it never happens again.
Indeed. Does anyone else have any information or concerns they would like to raise?
I'm sorry. There's a noise, so I'm going to be fast with this. How do we react if they want consequences?
We
can
have
offer
proceedings.
Yes, we can offer them the law of challenged honor, or we can discuss with them their laws and something that would be a common ground.
Indeed. If they are out for blood, then they shall get it, but they shall have it on our terms. It is our people, after all.
Yes.
However, personally, I don't believe that we should. I know we are not, and I would make a last plea to them should they be striving to punish someone for it. This would put both of our courts at odds, and put all courts on edge. There's no point to it. We don't have evidence. It'd be foolish to sink to punishment and violence just because you need some retribution. The best we can do is be more wary going forward.
I agree.
Very well.
Indeed.
How do I broach the
Well, it seems
Celica
like we have a couple
conversation?
extra minutes.
Indeed.
Is there any other opinions or things that we thought of the other kingdoms and their responses in that?
I believe that Leonidas should be commended, at least after class. Questioning the sea monsters in that fashion was educated.
Were you going to say something, Rosalind?
I said that this is a lot, and I don't envy you.
Me or Simon?
The prince. This is something you're going to have to deal with. I don't envy you.
Indeed. Hopefully with more preparation time and evidence the next time it ever has to happen.
Indeed. Though it is better to have a crash course now than have to deal with it on the fly much later.
Having to deal with it on the fly right now with everyone on different pages and different opinions, that is a fancy-looking book.
Thank you.
Is difficult as is.
Indeed.
We don't want to make fools of ourselves.
Of course. Though I will also commend you, Lady Veswin. You picked up on what I was trying to imply quite well.
I appreciate it. However, I am confused on the spot that was put on me.
Yes, it was
I was
quite
simply
unfortunate.
calling into question why a character witness would matter, and you picked up on it quite beautifully.
I appreciate it.
If you had a point, it would have been better to perhaps bring it up to everyone rather than turning things back around on us. But
In
alas,
front of everyone.
Well, I believe
I don't care.
Very well. Who would wish to begin?
We may. Should it be permitted?
Please do.
Again, without evidence, we find it difficult to punish anyone. Should evidence be presented that places blame truly and without a doubt on Marjorie, we would be more than willing to cooperate, but with what we have right now, it is too wide a scope. However, we would like to arrange meetings in the future, simply between the vampires and the demons, to arrange and make sure that this does not happen again. We may not be able to resolve this, however, we can make sure that any future events or gatherings between us are handled properly, making sure the right people are supervising, perhaps making sure that courts are only serving to themselves, or cooking for themselves, whichever measures we need to take or put in place. Do you concur?
I do appreciate your offer, and I do believe it is made with very good intentions.
Wonderful.
I think that it would be good for the future for us to continue to work on making sure our relations are empowered and that we can, further good relations overall. I do think we potentially still have a chance to find the true culprit. However, it will require cooperation from you, as well as the rest of your court, as well as those in other courts. I think it is possible we could find the culprit today, but if not, I'm more than happy to go with what you've suggested.
Very well.
Understood. If anyone else has anything to say, maybe at the table, but I do have a proposal I would like to suggest. Seeing no one else speaking
Suggest
up,
first.
if you'd like, please do.
You may speak first, and then
Oh,
I believe we can all speak after.
understood. Well, it actually works out quite well. I do not know, as I was not here previously, and I am speaking instead of my brother, but I do not know if general alibis were given amidst every member of every court on an individual basis. I think it'd be quite prudent if we all were to go around and provide a testimony as to what we were ourselves were doing at the time of things happening. I know I can speak for myself in that I was not at the dinner party at all, as I was handling important family matters. I was not even in the area in order to be able to poison my brother, so if I were to do so, it would have had to have been done through somebody else and not my own hands. But as I've said before, and if we are going off of merit, I can testify that I would never wish to poison my brother. Would the other demons like to follow suit and provide testimony?
Assume not.
I also would have no cause or reason to poison King Cassian. But I was around. I'd briefly taken a visit to the kitchens, I will admit. But I did not linger for very long, and I did not go anywhere near the food. Afterwards, I was seated at the same table as you all. I never once served the food, nor touched it, or any of the plates.
Pate.
Frankly. Well,
Insightful.
if anything, keeping my hands busy with just tinkering, realistically. I wouldn't have any rhyme or reason to go after Cassian.
Very fair. Who wishes to go next? Do we want to just go around? Make it easier for
I can go.
ourselves?
I was with my sister, and as well as with my lady in waiting, Levy, close by.
Okay.
Of course, with it
That
being our grounds that the event occurred on, I'm sure that there is suspicion, obviously us having more access, but as Lord Leonidas has stated, there is easy access around during the whole event, and I know I do not wish any harm to you all. This was supposed to be a talk to bring peace and togetherness between all of our courts, not one to fracture us further.
I was at the event, but I was mostly just at the table. I had not touched any food or plates or anything.
Understood. Paxton?
I was at the event, yes, but I am a knight. My sole reason is to protect people, and I would in no such case poison someone. I have no reason to. I wasn't near the kitchen, I wasn't near the plates. I sat down, ate my cake, and watched out for my own court and other people.
As Knight Captain, Sir Pax was under my charge. He and I spent the entire night making sure that our duchesses and our ruler were safe, and unfortunately the poison escaped our notice, and for that I apologize greatly.
Thank you. Can you testify to where you were the night of everything going on?
Remaining inside the event room all hours of the night.
Thank you.
My whereabouts that night were, yes, in the kitchen, and as a lady in waiting, I do have to double check the plating and the cooking and making sure everything is spick and span, but it seems I had a grave oversight and somebody did a terrible deed, despite me checking everything. And before you ask if I checked anything why I did not find anything, or if you accuse me, it is customary for everybody, including myself, before we enter the kitchen, to have our pockets checked and to make sure we wear clean robes so no other foreign substances can get inside the kitchen. So I do not know how this could have happened. And during the banquet, I was serving my court members and any other members who desired a slice of cake. But that is all.
Thank you. Court Solmera?
Well, night of the banquet. Since arriving at the banquet hall, my whereabouts would have been seen. I never left off to a private corner or anywhere privately. I remained in the public space. The only plate or food I touched was my own. And while a lot of my court had been there, and they're not here today to defend themselves, during the course of the banquet, we typically do group together. I don't recall anyone having wandered off from my side, aside from when the ladies in waiting had to do their job of serving the food.
Yes. And just to confirm again, who is the lady in waiting or lord in waiting of your court?
It was me.
I see.
I am the yes. As for me, I was in the mainly focusing only on our court. I served food as I should and stayed in the kitchen and with everyone else. I did not wander elsewhere.
I see. Court Bloodman.
As Katerina herself said, I believe that my whereabouts were seen throughout the entire night. As ruler, focus is often on us. I don't believe that I would have been able to step away without someone. And so I was sat at the table with the rest of you. I did not visit the kitchen. However, of note, I did not eat my slice of cake. I'm not one for baked goods. So it is worth note that mine could have additionally been poisoned. I apologize that I did not bring this forward sooner. I hadn't thought of it, but yes, I was at the table with the rest of you all.
Apologies. I would also bring to attention, I also did not eat my slice.
I appreciate your frankness and honesty.
As for myself, as acting advisor as of current and Viscountess, I was also by the sovereign side the entire time, and I also sat at the table and did not sneak off to any corner or anything like that, as Katerina said. I could be seen by all. I don't know if it's much to note, but I also did not eat my cake.
It is entirely possible that a whole cake was poisoned.
I believe Celica and Rosalind were not there, and the old blood seems to have taken Violet. So when she comes
Indeed.
back, we can get her testimony for you.
I appreciate
I was not present for this event. I can only offer you theories and speculation, none of which would be helpful.
I agree. Right now, we only have a few concrete facts, and unfortunately, and just to reiterate, in case it wasn't made aware to all of you, our people were investigating further into everything, thanks to the cooperation from the sea monsters, and we did find a vial of poison that was left. However, the way that it has been presented almost makes it seem as if it was left by someone who's instead either trying to set up the villagers for having possibly caused this crime, or potentially leaving us clues that may have directed us in a certain direction. I'm not sure if any of you are possibly familiar with this, or hadn't been made aware. But if it does inform your decisions amongst your courts, I want to present the information now, frankly.
Interesting.
Thank you.
I suppose a question that
boy.
I do have is, what kind of poison was it? Is there any, in this scenario, is there any specified poison? Hemlock, belladonna.
In this scenario, we will not specify the poison exactly. We will simply specify that it is the type of poison that should, well, cause a reaction with the plates that the food was being served on.
I see.
And we have access to this poison still, yes?
Yes, you are able to, well, you are able to figure out what type of poison it is.
I see.
And,
Okay.
well, thus know its properties. Perhaps
we be able to-
Yes, perhaps I will roll for what you may know of it. Going by the high, it's a poison that vampires and fell folk are immune to.
I see.
I see.
If I may, Professor.
Yes.
You specified that this poison was contracted by touch, correct?
I made no specification of that.
Was it on the plate?
It's uncertain. This evidence wasn't found.
Port Sinjaloon, are you aware if your king did indeed eat his cake, or if he simply touched the plate?
Unfortunately, that is not information we are privy to at this time. Unless, of course, the witness would remember.
I'm not certain. No, I'll actually ask.
I believe he had specified he did not eat it.
Oh.
So if he did not eat the cake, and the plate was tainted with it, certainly the person who placed the plates down on the table would also have contracted this poison, unless if they were immune to it. Do you recall where Cassian or King Cassian sat?
Or if they knew the poison's placement, exact placement.
But then you would rely on luck.
True.
Yes, because everyone was able to choose their own seats.
Indeed. Do you remember where he sat? Or specifically, what color chair he sat in?
It's court.
We all sat in our court-specific chairs.
Then that likely
I
rules
can
out...
answer that. He sat in the middle, where there was a bit of a gap. There was no one on his left side.
Was he sitting in a purple chair?
Yes.
Then that rules out a possible mistake of court. So it was indeed targeted towards you.
But everyone sat in different colored chairs. I mean,
But
they
at
would
least
have
it
had no
rules
way
out a
of
specific
knowing.
target against Cassian.
Indeed, because we chose our own seats. Those are my points for the court to consider.
I'm not sure it brings full relevance, but I heard someone say we all sat in our court seats, and that is a lie. I know I had Lady Luciala to my left, which was not a yellow seat, so it very easily was a mixture, because I'm sure it was not only her who sat off of seat.
I see. My apologies. The demons all sat in purple seats.
And I distinctly remember the professor asking us the last time we met of why we are not sitting with our own courts. We all decided to sit with our own color. At least most of us.
There was a slight unpredictable mess of seating. That could have been a factor.
I see. So in
Thank
that
you for hearing
case,
me out.
yes. No, in that case, it is an interesting proposition to think that potentially it wasn't necessarily that Cassian had been targeted, but rather that someone had decided that it was worth poisoning someone. In that case, it could mean that motive could be more or less not considered, after all. there is always the possibility, and this is not, again, I am not directing this specifically at anyone, nor the previous person we claimed could possibly have been the culprit, but rather that those who wished to cause chaos at something like this could have maybe purposely sought to create a rift in some way.
A crime of opportunity, then.
Yes.
My stomach drops every time she
If we know for
speaks.
sure that the poison itself is a poison that fell folk and vampires are immune to, it would not make much sense in my case, um, if it was meant to be a crime of opportunity with the most randomness possible, without an intended target, why would you choose a poison that you knew would not target certain groups of people? It would be very blatant and obvious. We also know for a fact as well that the poison that was provided
I have
was
information that I don't know if
not
I can actually
ingested,
share.
rather it was, found in some other form, because at least 3 of the 4 of those in charge of their own courts did not eat their own cake. I think the only person who ate their own cake was that of Court Cerulean. Is that correct?
I believe so. May I ask why?
Interesting.
Is there a specific reason that no other courts felt comfortable enough to eat the cake provided by my court?
Speaking for myself, it was not about comfortability. It was more about that we have a very strict diet, and it is a personal preference. I am not a very big sweets person.
I am the same.
We are not capable.
Yes.
You are
Speaking
not
for
capable
myself.
Of eating
Sorry,
cake.
So, hold on. How did Cassian get poisoned? By touching the plate, correct?
I believe
That seems to be the case.
Lady
yes.
Blackwood had made a mistake in handing him cake. Or, I'm not sure why she handed him cake.
Well, everyone got
Well-
handed cake, despite not being able
Well,
to
there
eat
were
it.
there was meat pie served as well.
That's what that was.
I see. But in this case, I guess, just to confirm, since I wasn't there, were the plates already placed in the positions at the table before you all sat?
Yes.
No, they had no.
No, the
hold
plates
on.
themselves were already
This is
put,
so
but the cake
mismanaged.
itself was given.
Well, some, like the meat pie, needed to be, I believe, placed.
That, of course, would
on their own
require extra.
plates. Exactly.
All the plates were placed at the table, so it would have been a matter of grabbing the plate, cutting the cake, putting it on the plate, and then handing it back for the serving
Exactly.
purposes.
I see.
And I wanted to bring up an additional point about the poison in regards to its specific origins not being affected by it. There is the possibility that the person who had the poison didn't know that fact. It is something to consider, if you wish.
I do wish to bring up another point about the poison as well.
Boy.
The ingredients in certain poisons can be procured in different regions, and just because vampires and fellfolk would be immune to said poison, it does not necessarily mean that the ingredients would be procured in our regions. I do wish to point that out as a factor as well.
It also
I do
could
think
be
that makes sense.
a mislead to plant a vial of poison that, unless we can directly trace it back that it was indeed the one used, I simply want us to consider that it could be planted evidence.
Correct, and I think that's also fair. I was going to ask specifically, Professor Charybdin, you said that we were able to assess the poison. Are we able to determine whether or not that poison was what Cassian contracted based on the symptoms he has?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we can link the two, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, they can be linked.
Understood. Okay,
Very well.
that's very fair.
Good question.
There's also
No.
the fact of
At least
you
the
had said it
symptoms
reacts to.
aligned.
Said it reacted to
Could
the
either
same
of them
material
just
the
say.
plates were made of.
Yes, it should have, but it
Do we
didn't.
have? It didn't.
No plates showed signs of poison.
And
means
Cassian
it was not
only
the
showed
plate.
symptoms after the party.
Yes. Which again, this is why I specify it only caused chaos within the investigation, because things didn't fully align.
It simply falls at mistrial.
The symptoms match up, but it has no
We don't have
visible effect on any of the
evidence.
plates.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And there wasn't anything else that happened prior to you all sitting down and eating, correct?
Introduced
Simple
ourselves,
conversation.
but
I see. But there wasn't like any specific mingling that happened intentionally, so
it's been long enough that I
will
hardly
now bring
remember.
up,
I wasn't trying to document it.
judging by the roles of the investigation and such, unless there's any specific extra questions you have, the real question is, what will your courts do? Would you wish to simply leave it undetermined and specify that the investigation should continue? But, well, perhaps no verdict to be made today. Should somebody be held accountable for this? What changes should be made in future meetings? That's the true question here. I also say, because we're running out of class time.
well, I can very briefly at least state the opinion of the demons. We discussed this prior to us coming together, but we are not vindictive people. Despite the fact that one of our own was the one who was poisoned, we do not wish to seek innocent blood. And so until we can find someone, we will not press any charges or even look at other courts differently. We will simply encourage cooperation between our peoples, and even to make note of what Prince Ezra noted earlier, we would establish opportunities with each court to ensure that we could get to know them better, and also hopefully find ways to work within our own courts internally to investigate potential propagators of this incident, using what evidence we do have. At that point, we'd hopefully assume we'd be able to find someone, but we would rather be recognized for showing mercy than compelling someone to death without knowing for sure who the justice should be laid upon.
Very well. Do the other courts agree?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree to an extent. I believe that there should still, perhaps not punishment, as there is no culprit, no one should be blamed.
That's
But this
where
did
it
fall in
goes,
our
but-
court, and we do understand that there is a heavy burden with that, and we wish for this to not be repeated. So perhaps not punishment or accusations is the correct thing,
Is that
but
not where we
a
fell?
new path going forward so that this incident does not occur again.
Indeed, regulations, restrictions, new state safety measures. That would
Exactly.
be the most wise course of action.
Why are you
While we
speaking
do not
on our
wish,
behalf?
well, at the very least, in Court's Bloodman's case, if this were to happen on our turf, we would not want
Why
to
are you informing
cause
this?
unnecessary worry due to lack of regulation.
Exactly, and of course there's unfortunate circumstantial evidence that leads to all of our courts, and I don't believe we wish any of that to fall on us, especially if there's innocence within our courts. As this happens to be my court that is affected this time, I wish to bring it up, and for us to establish some form of means going forward.
Yes, I
Understood and
believe
appreciated.
that is what I had mentioned earlier, arranging meetings in order to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Of course.
Fantastic. Then if all is agreed, then that is how this kind of scandal would end up playing out. I'm actually quite impressed, mostly by the fact that, well, I set up certain details to figure it out for myself, but mostly wanted to see how all of you would act. I will say you all figured out quite a lot of case details that I did not expect would end up relevant. And by that in itself, I'm quite impressed. Perhaps in future lessons,
20 points to all courts but
might
Bloodwood.
even be caught. Who knows? That said, I'm very impressed, and I will speak
Who is it?
individually after class about whether people's objectives were or were not
Is it?
reached during this meeting. There will be points awarded for objectives achieved, and there will be points awarded for objectives failed. What? There will be no points awarded for objectives failed. Apologies. Now, there is extra credit for this class. However, I will leave it to the person who wished to present to decide whether they wish to still present today, as it was quite an exhausting lesson. If they're too tired, that's quite all right. So if anyone has any extra credit that they'd like to present, show of hands now. Oh, did I see? Yes. All right, then. We will briefly talk about how other historical scandals have played out. As a result of this scenario, we could speculate that, well, the Demon Kingdom would be known as quite merciful and careful. If, however, also potentially seen as someone, well, a target slightly easier to sneakily attack. It would depend on the person. The crowds all think their own ways. The sea monsters, they would certainly, with suspicion being driven more towards the villagers, their people would gain a more suspicious reputation. However, due to the suggestion of laws being put in place and such, it wouldn't reflect as harshly as it could on their royalty in itself. Well, at the end of the day, the demons had managed to...
Is she okay?
The demons were, apologies. The vampires had managed to remove suspicion off of themselves, and thus their reputation would be largely unaffected. Obviously, some suspicion would remain, as people don't let go of things too easily. And, well, the fell folk would also remain quite neutral in this scenario. Overall, I'd say mostly to people positive results. Though, of course, this is all speculation. Perhaps things would go in a completely different direction than I'd imagine. I can't read the people's minds in a imaginary scenario. So I believe we should talk about a scandal that has historically happened, and how it was handled, and what happened because of it. If those wishing to present could please take the stage.
Well then, the scandal we wish to present from Court Bloodwin is one that shaped one of our few lawful addendums. In specific, the second Grand Addendum. For those unfamiliar with Bloodwin law, we follow one doctrine of 3 simple laws, and over time, of course, as history changes and standards change, it has required additions, those being Grand Addendums, which have been issued out over time. I believe we have about 5. The second one originates a good few centuries ago. An advisor had passed away, which left a widow and an orphan son. I suppose a son without a father. This left to a dispute between the late advisor's widow and his son. Property rights. Primarily, I believe it was regarding to land. as they had quite a large territory to their name. It's not entirely clear, or historically documented, who, I suppose, aggravated who first, but the debate escalated. It rose between the two, and both having high status, as their relation to the advisor was well known through meetings, banquets, the like, both had accrued support for their side or for the other. There was no law on inheritance, there was no written will. The passing of the advisor was unfortunately quite sudden. The way that this was resolved in the end was brought to the sovereign's attention, as these issues, once they, I suppose, heat up enough to a degree where we cannot handle it in a respectful, diplomatic fashion, it was brought to the sovereign, and the sovereign issued the second grand addendum, which details the order in which inheritance is issued. It decrees that any inheritance, if not directly stated in a will, shall fall to the firstborn child, and then to the secondborn, thirdborn, and following. If there are no children, then it will pass to their partner in union. If there's no partner in union, it will pass to their firstborn brother or firstborn sister, so on. If there are no siblings, it will go to a mother or father. If not, then to a grandmother or grandfather. And in the tragic event that no lineage remains to pass along inheritances to, possessions must be laid to rest with the fallen or burnt during the mourning ceremony. And following that, this has been the tenement that we have stood on. Usually we will be to write wills, and frankly, usually these issues are peacefully resolved. Vampires are usually content with the doctrine and the addendums. We are expected to follow quite little. It is only a few simple tenements and addendums. So I would say that this scandal was peacefully resolved. That is all. If there was enough filler
very
words to
much.
reach 5 minutes.
I can go next then.
Ooh.
Also, thank you very much. That was very lovely. That will be 10 points.
The scandal I bring forth from the Sumer region is an older one, not ancient, of course, but it would have been perhaps 2 centuries ago. The date isn't entirely written, but it would have been within my great-grandmother's reign as Solus. It has to do with what once was one of our larger noble families, the Auborns. They, along with some lesser-known nobility in the region, had been discovered to have been misusing the funds of their taxes that they are receiving from the villages they oversaw, as well as the funds that were provided to them from the Solus herself in maintaining public order. In general, the quality of life, unfortunately, for those within their villages were not the greatest, and due to them being on the edges and more rural communities, the roads to and from made information between travel very, very difficult. Thus, the Auborns, who were the primarily ones responsible to deliver the information. As such, they could also withhold it. It ultimately became discovered as time progressed and the roads were improved and travel could be done more easily, while previously the Solus or high members of the court would only visit those villages during the holidays, which were scheduled and pre-planned. In those events, the Auborns and the nobles in the area would be able to hide anything that showed their misdeeds. But with the improvement of roads, luckily, the Solus Amari was able to arrive there earlier than planned and could catch them in what they were doing, and very swiftly got their logbooks and was able to find the discrepancy in spendings. The result of this and this discovery was she handled it very swiftly. She first off seized all their titles, as the nobles of a region are meant to overlook and look upon those who do not have nobilities. They are in our care. and they had failed their ability to do so. She took their titles and she took their assets. The assets were then, a portion was distributed back into the citizens' lives who had lived in the harsh conditions, while the rest was used as more of a public funding for those villages to give back, improve the networks to get to them, and improve their living circumstances. This would not be a long-term solution, though, as anyone is aware, funds, if they do not have a source, do dry up. So she had instead focused on trying to prioritize that this situation would not happen again, and that if it did, those involved would have the resources themselves to inform those who are needed or have the skill set to climb out and reestablish themselves. Hence her continuing support that we do have to this day in education. She enacted the policy that requires all of our courts, villages to have education in place, allowing those to get both general education and more specialized education. This allows us to have more people familiar in construction, as well as those who want to specialize in arts, music, engineering, anything of the sort. It is so we have a more well-rounded community to aid each other. But this is the Sun's guidance policy that emphasizes the shared knowledge and continued improvement. This has affected us today due to the fact that we continue to heavily enforce education, and nobles today in our region are now required to have their own merit to have their title. Families are traditionally known for a specific area of study, talent, or business, and it allows for those who were not once nobility to have raised themselves in ranking. But that is what I have on the Sun's guidance policy and the scandal that caused it.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have anything else to share, or
You
will
mind
that
if I go?
Yes, of course. And yes, 10 points.
I promise to make this quick, as I know this class has been quite long already.
There wasn't a
it
time
has
limit.
elongated quite a bit.
I suppose I'll be talking more of a recent scandal, one that is more prevalent in our present day in our court. Our current Duke, Duke Gar Ondine, is the first to break a long tradition of upholding one wife throughout our ruler's entire reign. We value bloodline in our rulers, and unfortunately, he has deviated from our past in this sense. His first wife was when he was young, and the marriage ended quite quickly, and we have little record of it, as it shows little importance within our court. He quickly married Crown Duchess Zira Ondine, who, when she was pregnant with our current Crown Duchess Mirelle Ondine, left her post and left the Imperial See and raised Mira outside of it. He then married his last wife, which would be Grand Duchess Scylla, who unfortunately passed away after the birth of Aquamarine Ondine. After a few years, and after Zira's death, Mira was returned to the Imperial See to claim her rightful title and restore the bloodline in our court. I, of course, would then be last with my sister, and although we are the adopted siblings of our court and slightly outside of the bloodline, we do fit, as we are related by blood to Mira, and still do hold some Ondine blood within us. But that is our scandal, and very how it affects us in our present day is very obvious, and perhaps you all know now a little bit more about our court. Professor, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for informing me of this.
Yes, of course.
Yes, 10 points. And will that be all?
I can bring something to the table.
Very well.
I did not, I will be honest, because my brother would have been the one to present this information, did not have the opportunity to prepare full well, but I do have a piece of our history that I believe would be considered at least somewhat scandalous, at least for a certain time. Um, in our past, those of you may know that we were given power thanks to the demon Loon working alongside Lord Syndra, who used to run our court many, many decades and centuries ago. This is ancient past. But within, after our powers were given, after we became demons, there was at one point in time a faction that developed amidst our people during a great period of discourse. They were specifically called the Children of Loon. But basically, there was a broader discussion on who specifically among demons should be considered powerful versus those who shouldn't be. Um, because after all, we were given this power as sort of demi-humans. And so, there was those who believed that that power should only be seated with those who were, in essence, pure-blooded. That they wanted to kind of keep this power all for themselves. And then there were those, the Children of Loon, who specifically believed that pretty much, well, not necessarily everyone could be worthy of receiving that power, but they were not necessarily for the pure-blooded statements of the other people. And so there was a divide between the two groups. And surprisingly enough, what has become sort of the common sentiment of our people now, because of this, is that if anyone is to have demon blood, then they will be considered a demon. That can be a minute part, it can be a large part, but in essence, our people are very non-discriminatory when it comes to who is a demon and who is not. There are those of us who have fellfolk blood, that have vampire blood, that have sea monster blood in our court. I don't exactly have specific examples to provide, nor would I wish to mention them, but we are people who accept all. And because of the Children of Loon, we have a history of our own people being able to push past their differences in order to be able to come together for a better and common cause.
Thank you. I love that a lot of I love that the scandals presented were ones that ended up affecting laws or causing great changes. I hope it gives ideas of how, either smaller or larger events can affect, and, how it's responded to can affect future life within a kingdom. Now, before we wrap up for today, I do have a few announcements to make. Allow me to check my notes. All right. So, first of all, after tomorrow's ball, there is going to be a holiday break, where classes will not be happening. We will be returning around the 5th of January.
Oh, wow.
When there will be a mess hall meeting. And during this break, please think about which majors you would like to pursue. The classes within the majors you pursue will be mandatory and graded. Any other classes you take will be simply considered to, be extra classes and not graded. Is that all? Yes, that will be all. I do hope that you enjoy the break, and I look forward to seeing what decisions you make in the coming weeks, for your future. And I would like to take a 15-minute break before we do any dancing practice for those who haven't attended, if that's quite all right. But with that, class is adjourned. Thank you for your presence today.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor Curtin.
If a representative from each court could come see me to talk about, the objectives and points. I'll create private groups.
Maybe.
All right. If I may speak to Prince Ezra first, I'll go from right to left, my right to left.
This is he.
Professor
All right.
shortly.
That was phenomenon. That was
if you
absolutely
wouldn't mind, go ahead and
phenomenal.
check on Cassia.
Which part?
That would
You-
be great. I'm gonna stay here
Well,
for a moment.
If we may stand where we're not being interrupted.
Very well.
Well, the fact that you managed to sway the other courts, even though they absolutely had their own objectives in mind, as well as, well, ensure that by the end of it, there was no real suspicion left on your court. You spoke extremely eloquently. You made sure to not let it at any point be lost that there was only witness statements and nothing else. Your objective of, well, essentially clearing Marjorie's name was fulfilled perfectly. By the end, everyone was more focused on, well, searching for a true culprit, clearly convinced that it was in fact not Marjorie.
We are founded on respect,
Congratulations.
so it was the least I can do. I didn't want to point fingers, nor did I wish for, I suppose, suspicion to fall on my own court for something that no one can be proven to have done. I believe that everyone
You-
else also handled it very respectfully.
Very much so. However, how everyone else handled it aligned perfectly with your own court's objective. Which, well, essentially gives you the max number of points for this lesson.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. If you may leave the group, I shall now speak to Katerina.
To any private information of our court, then I will not speak of it.
Thank you. That is my order.
We
Thank you.
were able...
Of course.
We collected the maximum number of points.
Yes.
We fulfilled our
Is that
objective.
so?
Yes.
Thank you.
That is great to hear.
I'll meet back with you, Veswin. Celica, if you will step aside, I'd like to speak to you privately.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Pardon. I'd like to advise in future Royal Code lessons or classes, for the sake of the class, I am of course ruler, and outside of it I am prince. I am to lead my court. I don't expect anyone to speak on my behalf. I have appointed Viscountesses for the class, that being Violet and Veswin. Should anything be added, it is their responsibility. For someone without a role, it is not on them to interject or to even spin things against our own court. I don't know, it was brought to me that perhaps you had something on your piece of paper, but nonetheless I found it almost humiliating to be getting cut off not by even a member of royalty for the sake of this class. I would simply like you to keep that in mind in future lessons here.
So do you wish for me not to speak in class going forward?
Unless prompted, I suppose. Not only could it be seen as disrespectful to our own court, I believe you cut me off a few times, which, again, doesn't paint the best picture of us to the other courts. But also, I wasn't paying too much attention to this fact, but if you had cut off another court, that sullies our reputation and our name. I simply ask that you be mindful.
I see.
Don't
I'll
speak
be
on
aware
our...
of this in the future.
Thank you. That is all. Huh. Now to find wherever Veswin went. They're still meeting. How intriguing. Why am I so stressed? I feel like I was never this well, not always this stressed at home. I just feel so wired here. Is it, I mean, what the... Did they just... Oh, it is night. Did they just take photos of anyone that is observing this? That's creepy. Where are they taking that from? That's a chain. They would have had to be taking it from right about here. Doesn't look like anyone's posted up right now. That's scary. That explains those photos. I didn't get a good look at them. See, that's not stressful. That's funny. And definitely creepy. And I'm going to be really, really freaked out if there's a photo of me there. Like, next I check, because no one's there. No one's there to take the photo unless they, like, flew off immediately. Okay. I don't know where Veswin is. I know there's I think an additional dance practice, but I believe I'm fine. Just want to stuff my head in a pillow. There's the ball tomorrow. There's the ball tomorrow. I know I requested the mask at home. Or from home. What even is my timeline? Every day just molds and melds together, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Having so much freedom means everything's the same. There's no variety, there's no freshness, there's no... One day I get to go speak to farmers regarding how they feel about, you know, the cows and their treatment and etc. And then the other day I get to go to a gala. No, every day it's I wake up and I have to get myself together, which, sure, it's just a change from home is all. And then sometimes there's class, just surrounded by the same four walls every single day, day in, day out. It's grating. Hold on, am I crazy? There was a Rosalind one. Unless I wrote back to her. Did she take her book? Or did I leave it somewhere? It's not even the sort of thing I can just ask. Oh, I guess those are... What the hell? Why did... Surely it wouldn't have been... Uh-huh. Okay. Should I meet with her? This... Huh. I want to, but I mean, this is also awkward. What? Is this even hers? I can't just ask, are you missing any fur? Like, I can't just stop, but I don't... I must have half the mind to ask her to the ball. No, that would be... terrible. To Veswin, who is nice. It's just that she is... Veswin, and... If I run into her, I'll pull her aside and I'll ask. I'll just have a quick conversation. It has justification. You don't have to be worried about it. I'm just... Okay, Ezra, you were just having a simple conversation about something suspicious in a dorm room. There's nothing odd. There's nothing to worry about. This thing is normal at the school. People are talking between origins. There's no... I want to get changed. Okay. It's my... Oh, hello. My standard dress shirt and pants, but... I don't know, I'm feeling fanciful. If I'm... The ball is tomorrow, so if I'm going to ask someone to it, then I better look good in the process. Who's...
You can come in.
She'll never know.
What are you
So
doing?
close. Trying to confuse you.
I'm looking for... Have you seen the golden apples that were in here? I can't find them.
They were in a... Yes, in here.
Are they? I'm blind. Okay. I'm gonna try and see if this helps the villager that we have.
Huh? We have a villager?
Mm-hmm.
Here?
He's very rude.
Oh.
Hmm?
And why is he here?
No idea. He's up here.
Huh?
There he is.
What?
Do you hear him coughing?
Yes. How? Who?
Hello.
Hello? Did you just force feed him?
No, he like grabbed it out of my hand and ate it.
Who is this?
I don't know.
Has he just moved in? This is a grown
I
man.
guess I gotta make something of it. He's feeling fine. Is that all? Do you plan to continue wasting my time? See how rude he is?
Oh. Hmm.
I just put that there, so I don't think there's going to be any photos in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Now, excuse me.
Did he just change outfits?
I think he got on the... I'm glad I was looking at the book.
Hello.
Where did you get that?
Oh, I
Who
can
are
trade with
you?
him.
Oh, good.
Oh, he'd trade paper for emeralds.
Is it our paper?
Yeah, yes.
Who is this?
I don't know. I tried to tell him a joke, and he doesn't like my jokes.
Like an owl or a
What's
panda?
my problem today? It might quickly become you.
An owl showing up, a panda showing up. That's all one thing. A whole man?
Brave?
Hmm?
I tried to tell him a story, and he said, "Brave or just plain foolish. I guess you've got guts to trek into the unknown."
Or tell him a joke.
Oh, he loves those.
You could possibly be more amusing than Monarch, maybe. What? What are you... Do not stand on my lamp! What is wrong with you? Who is
He's
this
doing
guy?
something.
Hello.
His mood is overjoyed. He's a librarian. Oh, okay. Well,
Great.
what's his 26 hearts?
Where did we get a man from? Trying to figure out if anyone else is home and can indicate where did we get a man.
Rosalind is off, probably.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Yes, I'm not sure.
look what I got in the mail.
I can probably guess who that is.
You can?
Mm-hmm. Apparently, that was gifted to Mateus by the groundskeeper.
And
If it's
so
the same one.
Mateus passed it along to me.
Maybe he thought you might need it. Did you get the totems?
No.
Okay.
Was I supposed to get totems?
Violet had extra and she was planning to leave you some in your mailbox, but she might be waiting to give them to you in person.
I see.
What are your plans for this evening, if any?
Grill Mateus if I can find him.
I was just in their room.
Why were you in there?
I was returning spooks because he followed me.
No harm in trying. Didn't mean to hit that. My arm was just in a move. He's hiding from me.
Anything else?
I suppose wander. Been meaning to socialize with other courts a little more.
Outreach.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Come back.
Hmm?
I wish to ask you something.
That be?
Well, I have a few things, actually, but they probably lead into each other. I'm asking about your availability to have a conversation, potentially, but if you're... I can help you mingle for a little bit, but we can also talk tomorrow.
Is everything okay?
I just wanted clarification on a few things. Relative to outreach and things like that.
I see. Well, if it's not urgent, I suppose outreach would be first before everyone is preoccupied with their nights and is back in their dorms.
Sure. Could I possibly steal you? I will come with you, but steal you 30 or 45 minutes into outreach?
Sure.
Not to be so formal about it.
That's just a game of finding where people are. One of which I usually don't have a ton of luck with. Well, not a ton of luck. Doesn't help that I'm picky.
You have a right to be. Oh, it's the headmaster's birthday today. Would you like me to sign my present to him from you?
What might that... Carry on.
Oh.
What might that present be?
I have put together a personal, well, the ability to. I've given him a photo album that he can fill at his leisure. Some things, painting supplies, as well as I thought a fun pun could be giving him a enchanted book of thorns.
Sure, put my name on it if you don't mind.
Of course.
Oh, by the way, if I'm not interrupting, please, along with yourself, pass my admiration onto Leonidas. I don't remember the exact question, but there was at some point a question that Leonidas prompted, and I thought that it was quite insightful, quite thoughtful in a court setting.
It was asking Leviathan about the lady-in-waiting duties for the sea monsters.
I don't remember what it was or wasn't, but I don't know if it was that. Regardless, wonderful work. And all of you in general, but yes, thank you.
It was nice to have discourse with you.
Likewise.
Enjoy. I apologize. I have matters I need to attend to, but...
Oh, of course, I won't pull you for long then.
No. If I see you later, then great. It would be nice to chat more at length at some point. I know that the time we got to have at the party was cut short.
Yes, unfortunate. Regardless, I'll let you along your doings.
We probably shouldn't go through Royal
That's what I was just thinking.
I was like,
Wait, you don't want to see people dance?
I don't want to get roped in again. I'm not of the opinion that I really need it.
They just walked by.
I wonder, do you think a lot of people are going to be going to that?
Not sure. We can try and peep in. But again, you raise a valid concern of being roped in. Did you hear that? That gone crazy?
It's a heartstone. They can be seen from heard from very far away.
Huh.
They look like this.
Oh, you have a heartstone.
I do. It's with Rosalind, so I can find her.
Makes sense.
And she has mine.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Just having casual conversation here. Oh, what do you mean? We're right next to the dance room. Oh man, we'll just take hello.
May I drink your blood? I don't have.
I can give you some. How about that? I don't know if drinking my blood would do you much well at all.
Please drink the magical one.
Understood. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had more and I simply did not.
Sorry.
You can buy some at the store if you need it as well. But there is some at the dorm.
Oh.
Understood. Thank you.
We're being approached. I got this. Are you gonna... Okay.
I think her pockets were full.
Ah, that would make sense.
Don't tell the prince that.
What?
Don't tell the prince that.
Hmm?
It's not so Violet,
What?
it's not something to be embarrassed about.
Don't tell the prince that.
Unfortunately, I can still see you through that.
We will okay.
Farewell. Looks like there's 2 sea monsters. One is really bundled up. It's Morel.
Yeah.
And I believe Moira? I always forget how to pronounce it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she scared me in dance lessons the other day. I turned around and she was right beside me. Like that's twice now that that's happened where she's been like here.
Oh, I'm getting stared
just-
down. Maybe.
No. I think they're talking to the professor.
No, the professor wandered off that direction.
There is another person.
There is.
It looks like Katarina. Yes.
I think I see a vampire in there. Oh, it's Celica.
Hello?
Well, we're just having a nice conversation up here. I'm having a nice conversation up here, I guess.
Sorry, Rosalind missed me.
Ah. We get somewhat of a view.
Do you want this side instead?
Why not? I won't turn down an offer. Who was that?
What? Where?
I don't know. I saw someone running. Down that hallway. All I can see here is feet. And I don't know whose. Do you still have that spyglass?
I do.
I might go grab one of my own.
Oh.
I can't lie, I'm almost tempted to go for that dance lesson. But with this one here, I shouldn't. That'd be rude. That'd be... No. Okay. Oh, hello. Good evening. Good evening. You
Hello.
okay?
Oh!
Sorry, you looked at me, walked away. I said hello again. You looked at me and walked away.
I must be so blind. I did not see you. I apologize greatly.
No, I don't believe we've properly met.
I do not believe so, but I know who you are, Your Highness.
Many do. And yourself?
Lady Artoria.
Pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
And I overheard Levy?
Lady
Levy.
Leviathan.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
You're
Artoria.
going to stumble into some demons.
Oh, I was going to cook anyway, so that is perfect.
Well, have a wonderful night.
You as well.
Was that what I think Candaris was discussing? That was the important matter? Culinary? I am still owed a culinary lesson. Oh. You were staring at a wall, so I figured I'd make sure everything was okay. You've got that glossed over look in your eyes again. Sure. Oh. I will be right up the stairs should you need help. Hello.
Hello.
I see 2 pairs of boots. Ah, I think that's Katerina. No idea who's in front of her, but...
Hello.
Hello. Just looking right into your eye. Wonderful. I ran into 2 sea monsters and then also saw there's a gaggle of demons in the kitchen.
Valid.
Hello. Thank you for worrying about me, Prince Ezra, but I'm okay.
I entered the
Thank you.
mailroom and her face was like just completely slumped into the wall. Like the only thing holding her up was just, I guess, her nose against the wooden post. And she turned around and had this like glossed over look in her eyes. So I got a little worried and I sat for a moment.
Are you alright? Is he?
Well, if you want to have a sit, we're just watching the dance lessons. Kind of. Watching Katerina's lower half. And someone else's boots. I can't tell if they're... I mean, I hear the music. I just can't tell if they're actually dancing or not. I mean, yeah, there's movement. I'm just not... Are you taking a picture of me? Watching the dance lessons?
What, though, taking a picture of the dance lessons?
I see. Yes, it is truly such a wonderful view of them from up here. What you got there?
Are you looking at me through the dance for the? Are you looking at me taking a photo of the dance lesson? No.
Yes. You're being observed. Spotted. Should attach a light onto the end of this somehow.
I will look away. We'll look away.
We?
Didn't.
Yes.
He didn't. I'm sorry, Prince. The Prince didn't.
Hey, I promised
away,
nothing.
Look away.
Prince Ezra, I have something to discuss with you, as well as a present of sorts for you.
Yes, Veswin brought that up.
Haha.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I
asked
did
him if
lose
it
the
was in his
existing one I
mailbox.
already had.
I didn't put them in the mailbox. I was working on the cake that I had lost. That's all.
There we are. Thank you.
No problem. May I speak to you with that's when can come in about 10-ish minutes.
Sure.
Sure.
And no eyeglasses, please.
Noted.
Having a gander is outlawed.
No.
It's okay to peek. Just to get a quick look-see. I also have no idea where she went. I didn't see her cross this at all. She just vanished. Looks like Katerina's still on the dance floor. I cannot see anybody else. I'm pretty sure Celica's in there somewhere.
Oh, I found her.
What's that? Ah, Morel. That's Katerina's dance partner.
He's over here.
Yep. Just having a walk? A gander?
I did not realize that this way doesn't go all the way back down, so I went up to nothing.
Is it not considered rude to spy?
I'm just taking a peek.
Even so.
What if I have critiques on somebody's form?
And then you should go and tell them.
I don't have any critiques on someone's form yet. Just having a look-see.
And what do you see?
Which way?
Anyway.
Well,
I'm
as
intrigued on
described,
how
I
your
see...
mind works.
Oh. Well, I see the royal code sign. See 2 tails, I think, yellow skirt and some black boots. I believe that to be Katarina. Dance instructions drawn crudely onto the floor.
Probably Cassian's handiwork.
And the... Oh, well, I see a hint of someone's boot. Not a whole lot else. The seating arrangement's a little too high. Oh, there's Katarina again. Full view. Still sees the tip of someone's boot, but I assume that can't be Katarina since she just walked around this way. I have to assume perhaps Morale. There she is. They're doing the... whatever it's called. The circle.
I see. Would you be alright if I go and speak to Rosalind about something really quickly? You could possibly meet with Violet in that time.
Sure.
If she's available now. I'm heading back to the dorm, but I don't know what Violet is.
Nor do I. I know she went down this way, so I can at least walk you back.
Thank you.
I should just ask her. Truthfully. Just... get it out of the way. I should. That's the proper thing to do, but why does it feel wrong then? Is it just in the middle? Are you alright?
Yes. I seem to be walking faster than you.
Suppose it's just maybe committal.
There really isn't anyone
Maybe
around.
it's-
Even if we wanted to do.
They're all in the dance lesson. Which is why I'm half
There's only
inclined
like
to join
3
it, but
people.
I believe 4. So I think Celico's in there, there's Myra, Morel, Katarina. They have to have dance partners, but even still, that's more than we're finding elsewhere. Demons are in culinary. 2 sea monsters wandered around outside of it. Would you check if Violet's in your room?
I can, yes. Thank you.
Oh. I tripped. Ah! Hello again.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. I thought you were talking to Rosalind.
Rosalind?
She was on the couch.
Oh.
She might have seen you trip. Gracefully.
Yes. I should just ask her. I mean, that's
Not in here.
the right thing to do.
No, Violet.
I see. Well, I'll allow you two to conversate then.
Right.
And
Let me know when you're done, and I will let you know when I am done.
sure. I presume someone's up here. Or not. Okay, Ezra, figure yourself out. I don't even. I can't get my head, my thoughts, whatever, in just a straight line. I should ask Veswin. That's the right thing to do. That's what it comes down to. I mean, that's the proper thing. I like in all consideration. Like that's what I need to do. But also, it's asking a lot. That almost solidifies things. But also, to not ask her, to either skip or make her go alone, us going separate. Perhaps I should have just broken things off before I left. Or when I came back. Instead, I'm being selfish. What else am I to do? No, I can't not ask her. Maybe I do just... I ask Veswin, get that over with, and I just deal with the fallout that might ensue. I mean, can't tell her a thing. I can't... No. I can't have it traced back to me. I mean, if someone else is to see it. But you need her to know it's me. No. No, that's coming out too strongly. She might not appreciate that. Think. I mean, it might be just too simple, but you know who? I don't know. I can't be too direct. I can't. I'm better off just not writing anything at all. That's. No, I don't want to. If the opportunity arises, I'll just discuss with her there. That's all. That's all that it goes down to. Violet's nowhere to be seen. I can just go sit around dance practice, and if I happen to have a conversation or even a dance, I mean it's a dance practice. Who can? know where Violet is. But what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm in too deep with this, honestly. Oh, is it? Greetings.
Ezra.
Oh, dear.
Hello.
Please,
I'm quite alright.
do you wish to
passing by.
continue speaking about this?
Yes. Oh, I hear footsteps.
Yes, it was Prince Ezra.
Guess I'm a little late. No, that's fine. I mean... No, I mean, I wasn't... You gotta figure yourself out. What am I doing? What am I expecting? What do I think is gonna happen? Why can't I answer that? Not talking to you. Why can't I just go one way or the other? I mean... It should be easy. It really should be. I shouldn't be... I just need to talk to Violet. I just need to be back on track and do what I actually should be doing. Well, I mean, there's differing definitions to that. I don't even know what I am talking about myself. I don't... Here I am continuing to wander. Huh. I need a proper journal. Maybe that would help. Have somewhere to actually write, put my thoughts in order. It's just a mess. And Celica, again. Maybe I do need to actually try and outreach with her again. Maybe outreach for the whole court. That wouldn't be the worst. I just don't know what I'm expecting.
I believe that is the point I was trying to make.
And if that is the case,
Oh.
Thank you. I am much warmer than I was.
Hello again.
I'm very grateful to be a demon some days.
Yes, it is
rather cold. I know a few of the sea monsters are not affected by it, but I am not one of the lucky ones.
Ah. Yeah, I imagine there's a great deal of variation in water temperature. It's the same with demons. Some of us run hot, some of us run cold.
3 princes or princesses in one place.
Well, I'm sure that is definitely lucky. Does that mean the nether temperatures were not bothersome to you all?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Hello, Ezra.
Hello. Hope I'm not butting in. I've been wandering around looking to actually conversate, and I haven't found anyone.
I see. Well, you found us, though I
Indeed.
admit I wasn't planning on staying around for too much longer.
Oh, you wound me.
No, it has nothing to do with you, Ezra.
Welcome.
Welcome. Hi. Well, I unfortunately was not staying either. I needed to head back to the dorm since I rushed off. Waverly, I do need to update you on some things as well. So,
all right.
But
look at us, royalty, too busy to speak.
Maybe
see you
another
around, Crown
time.
Duchess.
You as well.
Have a good day.
Waverly.
You as well.
So, how did you enjoy class today, both of you? I heard we were talking about my poisoning.
Yes. Leonidas proved himself quite valuable to your court. I don't remember the
I
exact
agree.
thing that was said, but you were very strong. You asked some very good leading questions.
Yes,
I tried my best. I was not given much information.
I think that was
seemed to be the common thread, yes.
an important part of the exercise, no? I didn't hear
The
too much of
only-
it, but I overheard some parts while I was waiting to speak with Professor Charybdin.
I see. The only information I was given was that I followed Lady Leviathan to the kitchens, where she where she's supposed to be in that instance.
Oh. Oh? In what way? Because she is a chef, or in
Is
some
the
other more
lady in
derogatory
waiting?
way? Ah,
No.
okay. Cool. For a moment
They
I
had
was...
the right to be around the kitchens.
Okay. Wait, so it was Lady Leviathan that poisoned me then?
No, it is simply the information I was given was that I followed her, so it was nothing.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I won't pretend to know what actually happened in there. I know it was an hour and a half long.
Yes,
and that is
it-
enough. I'm glad I wasn't
extensive.
there.
Very long.
I love Professor Charybdin, but he can carry on.
How with how it dragged on, I was tempted to just go on with our idea of pinning the blame on the Felfolk.
Oh.
No,
I thought they
don't
were the
think
most
that's a
innocent
good idea.
involved.
Speaking of Charybdin, I am being summoned. I apologize.
I'm also being summoned, but I didn't wish to exit so soon.
Well,
regardless.
I'll see you around, Ezra.
Yes, likewise. The blame on the Felfolk. Yeah. I should visit. I really should. But what if she asks? Because then that's a problem. I know your location. I don't know. Denial? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Prince Ezra. Hello.
What did you wish to speak about? Do you need a private space?
Yes, please. Where did you go?
To a private space.
Oh,
And into a wall.
I saw that. First thing that I wanted to bring up is yesterday I spoken to Helios, I believe his name was, the person that was taking over for the headmaster.
Mm-hmm. Savage.
We, yes,
Hmm.
we were talking about my grade in equestrian, and that led into the conversation of how us vampires and us demons don't have the greatest relationship at all. And so I told him about some stuff the demons have done to him, and he, I quote, said, well, actually I won't quote it because I'm gonna paraphrase it because I actually don't quite remember. It was something along the lines of, if he was in that situation, he would have gotten payback to the demons.
But we don't operate like
based
that.
on what? Yes. No,
We are
of course.
the better
Wait
party.
one moment, please.
Sure.
I understand that, and I don't wish to. But then I asked, he said in higher court settings that would not have been appropriate what the demons did to us. And then I asked
And what
for
did
that
they
in
do to us
writing,
again?
and just the forced orientation day and then the ballroom dancing. That's the only things that I quite remember.
And what does that entail, just so I'm understanding correctly?
It is disrespectful, just being disrespectful to us.
I see.
And so I asked for it in writing, and if he would back us up to the headmaster if it ever does come up to it. So
Oh, 2 books.
one of them is for me because there was a misunderstanding. He thought that I called. He thought that the the demons called us bloodsuckers. That is not correct. That was a misunderstanding on both ends. I hope it never comes down to this again. We are better than the demons, but depending on how things go, I don't think it is unuseful to keep.
Right. Here, if I... Do you have a copy of them already?
No, I don't. I figured you should just have them. I don't want them hanging around. Especially if the demons had with of it.
Yes, well, it is still yours, or your case, so I'd wish you to have a copy of them as well.
Okay, I shall make one then later and
Yes,
with the others
those are
in the
copies, fear not.
Oh, I did not know you could do it like that. I was not aware.
I'm quite quick.
I walk. Yes, you are.
They've taught me very good penmanship.
I'm sure that's what you wanted, yes.
Yes, I appreciate this.
No
I'll
problem.
keep an eye on it, but...
I also wish to speak to you about another thing.
Go ahead.
I was talking to someone about our standing as court bloodwin, especially in relationship to the other courts. And while in discussion, we were basically, this person warned me about how if we were to ever get in a disagreement with another court, any of the courts actually, either now or down the line, it would not bode well for us. We don't have any allies, basically. We don't have anyone that would side with us. We are very isolated in terms of relations to
Let's say
others.
that we have the fell
And
folk,
then
but
I
after
asked
tonight,
for
maybe
advice
we
how to
don't.
fix that. Talk about celebration wasn't due. And then I brought up the winter solstice. And they suggested that it would be a good idea if we were to open up the winter solstice to the other courts as a show of good faith, as well as to invite the other courts into like our space as well. And I wanted to get your opinions on that.
I believe traditionally with the solstices, we do bring along higher royalty. However, yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not everyone's to share. It is a celebration of us as bloodwin, as vampires.
Me and Lady Veswin were speaking. We were speaking, and
we decided a good compromise would be if everyone in Court Bloodwind were to invite a +1, but instead of letting us be, have free choice in it, we gather the other court members and be quite strategic with who we invite and who we let into this celebration.
For perhaps a compromise to that, I'd like to invite the higher royalty, the head heir and the heirs of the other courts. Once we actually find something on that, I've been thinking of it in the back of my mind, but we invite the upper royalty, and then past that, yes, perhaps vetted +1s. There are some on other courts that I would be much more hesitant about bringing along.
I don't believe it should be a complete free-fall, and I don't even, when it comes down to it, I wish to make everyone that is not in Court Bloodwind leave before the Blood Feast.
Right.
It is just an idea. I'm quite...
I'll think on it briefly here, and I'm planning to start preparations for it soon. We only have, a little more than a week?
Just about.
So, I'll figure something out. I'll probably put a notice up by the doors and figure it out from there.
Understood.
Is that everything?
No, yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Very well.
Thank you for your time and cooperation.
Likewise. Hello. I'll create us a space. I presume you wish to speak.
Indeed. I was quite unaware of my actions today, and I believe I have forgotten myself as a servant of Court Bloodwind. I spoke with the professor, and it was not my intention to humiliate or try to separate myself from Court Bloodwind. I simply wished to bring in a more objective argument than one that was implied on feelings rather than reasoning.
Certainly.
For that, I wish to formally apologize to you, Your Highness.
I would offer in the future. I do understand the perspective of wanting to provide an objective view. I think your intentions were good. The execution was just misplaced. We had the private breakaways from time to time. I think that would have been the appropriate situation to bring something like that up. We were all working off of nothing. And so
Indeed.
to start going off of each other, or going against each other, when we are the ones on trial, our court member is getting accused. It makes it much more difficult to actually prove innocence. We have to be united, I suppose.
Indeed. In any such case, I will continue to be aware of it for the future. And I was also unable to attend the previous classes, as the old blood has been unkind to me as of late, which I am sure you are aware.
Yes, I'm aware you've had a rough time here so far. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
I will indeed, Your Highness.
Thank you. Is that
In
everything?
any such case, that is all I wish to discuss.
Very well.
I will also simply extend to you that I am a servant of Court Bloodwind before anything else. Should you need to call upon me for anything, please do let me know.
As I wrote in my initial outreach to you, I appreciate your dedication. Thank you.
Indeed. Indeed.
I will keep that in mind.
That is all.
Enjoy your night.
You as well, Your Highness.
I'll try. I just have to go over. I have to go over. I'm... It's night. Violet's definitely just gone back to her room. No, she ran out. This one wasn't waiting, right? No. Perhaps... just get a cage on it. If she says it's concluded, then it's concluded. It's as simple as that. What do I even want to say? I don't have anything. I've got the fur. And... God. Please say yes, please say yes, please say yes. No, say no. Say maybe. No? Oh, that's none of those. Just go. I should figure out a different route. Yes, that'd be smart. That'd be smart. That adds time. Well, I think of how bad of a decision this is. You shouldn't do this, but you also really should. And that's the crossroad I'm so very poorly stuck at. Everything's saying I definitely should, but... Ezra brain says I should. Everthorn brain says I really shouldn't. I trust Ezra brain, but I don't know if I should. Distance. Just do this quietly. I don't want to be seen from the windows. Does this go anywhere? Maybe? This one. Went fine. Just... some... plain discussion. Why can't I... No. Okay, quiet, Ezra. How do I even approach? I'm, like, outside. I can check inside. No one would be in her room without her, right? And so if she's alone, then that implies... No one is home. Shouldn't be here.
Greetings.
Greetings. I was looking around my dorm and I found this in one of my drawers. I believe it's Felfolk fare.
I see. Well, it's not mine.
Yes.
That does make me curious, given if someone is trying to potentially frame you, because I woke up to cat pelts around my room a couple days ago.
Reportedly, someone surrounded my bed in wooden stakes.
Hmm.
So perhaps the
Perhaps
same thing.
I'll look better through my store to see if I see something suspicious. I know Crown Duchess Morel had dead fish left in her room, and High Chancellor Cassian had bones, along with each room had different dorm assignments, and I believe Crown Duchess Morel had the vampires. No, she did not. The demons had the vampires. Sorry.
Interesting. We also were given... We weren't given room assignments, we were given... Well, actually, this might be relevant to you. It was an incident report regarding Lady Daphne. I have only skimmed through, but that was apparently left in my room, I believe.
I see. That does stand out as odd, given that all the other air rooms were left dorms, but perhaps the sea monster dorm list wasn't accessible to whoever took things.
Right.
My ladies had reported to me that incident reports, detentions, and personal letters and mail had been left about the castle, posted on boards and on the walls. So they had gone through and took them down, and we turned them into the teachers, but
We were
not sure we
told
got all
to
of them.
check the rest of the dorm to see if any other books were left, but that was the only one we found.
Well, the fur is definitely concerning, unless you have another Felfolk in your room.
Not that I know of. Is it recognizable? Do you know?
No, it is not. It just is a bundle of fur. I don't think anyone has this color in my court that's here currently, but it could have also faded with time if it's older.
It does look a bit dry.
Curious if it's shedded or if it was taken, but
That too.
who knows? Are you aware of the messages that were left around the academy?
The ones regarding Celica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, unfortunately.
I know one of them had mentioned her wearing Felfolk pelts, so it could also be someone trying to spur that on as well.
Why not leave it in her room then?
Unless someone has a vendetta with your entire court.
Well, what I was told is that one of my court members relayed that if something were to go wrong, we don't have any allies. And that reportedly we'd be isolated.
You have an ally with me, although I'm not sure how public I necessarily can be. I can sway my court and my ladies to be neutral, if not positive, but I won't stand as an enemy.
Right.
It's very similar to what happened in the debate in class today. My letter was that I was indebted to the Demon Kingdom, and so I had to speak in favor of them. But I actually did not have to do all that much because I had other suspicions on that in the whole scenario that it was one of them. So me not speaking meant me not outing them.
Right. I believe that you had one statement that went against us, and I was a bit concerned, but otherwise you spoke in our defense. I appreciated that.
It was prior to more information being revealed that led to me to suspect the demons, and frankly, Lady Celica was digging your court a hole.
You're telling me.
Not only was she, I believe her own words was on behalf of Bloodwind.
Mm-hmm.
And she also cut you off at one point. Me and Lady Daphne, when we had our own private conversations, when we got to split off in our private groups, that was in fact our topic of conversation because we had elected to stay silent for a majority of the meeting.
Yes, she is something. I suppose you have your own court members as well that...
Mm-hmm.
Most of mine have been fine. There's Celica and another that just... I have no idea what to do.
I'm sure my father sent the members of the court that he did, or they were picked by Phelan for some type of reason, even if I don't necessarily see it, so I'm giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. But some make it harder than others.
Indeed.
Thank you for bringing the fur to my attention. If your court knows that this book was in your room, I do feel it's best for you to keep it. I know we personally handed all the books over to Professor Charybdin,
As
who
did
was
we.
around.
I believe this is a copy of the book.
Yes, that whole incident was quite annoying. It was he said, she said, and they said in the incomplete wrong order, which made it painted way worse than it was. And then, of course, Lady Daphne lied in the whole midst of things and made it worse. Because it was very easy lie to catch. But nonetheless, I stood by her the best I could, and that is how I will continue to act for Bloodwind.
I'll do the same for, I suppose, you all, the best I can.
That is appreciated. On a lighter note, are you attending the ball tomorrow?
Depends if I can find a proper outfit for it, truly.
I'm sure you have plenty of lavish clothes you could wear.
You would think. My baggage got tampered with initially, and then I only grabbed a few extra outfits while I was home. But I'm sure I'll throw something together.
I could offer you a gown, but I'm not sure if that's appropriate.
Are you attending?
I am. I wanted to be more involved in the planning process, but they seem to do much of the planning in the dead of night when I am asleep, so I have not been as involved as desired.
A shame. I'm sure you'll get your chance to shine in planning at some point. I have to plan our solstice event coming soon.
That is actually what I am planning as well, the Belfolk solstice. Although, if memory serves me right, your planning is going to be much more substantial than mine. I simply need to plan a dinner.
And I have to plan a week.
Well, if you do need help with anything, I don't mind aiding the best of my abilities.
Will be, at least for the primary event. I'm not sure if you or your court will be able to make it, but the plan is to invite the royals, the heirs and head heirs, that is.
I know traditionally we typically don't attend when we're invited to things on Bloodwind during the solstice, but Perhaps an exception could be made. It really, I guess, depends on timing. If my court is hungry and wanting dinner at a certain time and it conflicts, I will prioritize them.
Of course. I figure we're all much closer, so that should at least help us well.
That is true. There is not having to cross regions to attend an event. If you don't mind me inquiring about your group's performance on Royal Code, I know your side was standing as the accused and was put in a much more difficult predicament than myself or Cerulean as just simply witnesses, I suppose.
Indeed.
Did you meet your objectives during class?
I believe so. That's at least what I was told. We cleared our name and got along peacefully. I'm not sure exactly what the objectives were, but we passed, I believe.
Mm.
We were told
I wonder
we
if
did
it's
quite well.
perhaps we were on the sidelines. That is why we had more objectives. How she mentioned the papers, or I guess he mentioned the papers and handed out. Some were blank and some had things. Given it was only myself and Lady Daphne, we did not have many people to receive.
Yes, I
a
got
goal.
an empty paper.
Well, I found Royal Code interesting. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's interesting nonetheless. And boring, but interesting.
Waiting to see how it shapes out. I can't say I have too positive an impression so far, just given that we are immediately placed in the center of the heat with no control or minimal information, but perhaps everyone will have their time in the hot seat.
Mm-hmm. I got quite nervous whenever it got brought to attention. Someone asked why we did not eat our food, and I didn't really have an answer in the role play sense of things. I simply didn't want to eat the piece of cake because I saw the cake sitting on the table prior to entering class and I have no idea how long it was there. For
Well,
one, it
there-
might be old, and two, I don't know who has been anywhere near the cake, so I really did not want to eat it.
There is, I believe, your brother that is obsessed with cake on the floor.
I do think it is actually Lady Marjorie who is obsessed with cake on the floor, if I may be so bold.
Indeed.
As the lady who keeps
Interesting.
leaving it there.
I've seen a lot of people leave them there. It is... I don't understand it fully, but maybe they're coming back. I just don't get it. I've seen him, however, inspecting them, and he tries to offer me it now, which I suppose is polite, but...
Well, I don't know how polite it is to try to offer your guests a floor cake, but if Lady Marjorie does it, I suppose it can't be totally impolite. She certainly, last culinary class, helped our group out a lot. We had to actually make cakes, and so that was perfect having her in my group.
That's good to hear. Well, regardless, I won't take much longer of your time.
I see. I do hope to see you at the ball tomorrow.
Likewise. Stupid. I should not be here. And I should have asked her. I mean, if I'm gonna be here, I should have... I don't need rotten flesh. Stupid, Ezra, stupid. Now I'm telling Veswin that I got pulled into conversation. Who with? Because now I need a proper alibi. Just a group of... sea monsters? Demons? Who do we have the worst relations with? I suppose I can say demons. Because if she is to ask demons, Yes, at a point, I had a conversation with Cassian, Leonidas, and Dante. So that has backing to it. Okay. I also need to slip back into the dorm somehow. Okay. Stupid. Stupid. Okay, this one. If she's down there, what's my excuse? I thought I'd surprise her. Yes, I've done that. I've done that before. Okay, whatever. Ugh. I don't know what to do. I'm in too deep. I'm in too deep. What the? Interesting. Well, at least there's a Mocha Jr. What do I do? What do I do? Esson will be upset if I don't ask her. But at this point, maybe I need to. Is that what she wants to conversate about? This one. Great. Waiting outside of your room. I suppose I can watch the urn. Not to Willow again.
Hello.
Hello. Did you still wish to speak? Hello.
Yes, I did. Possibly in your room or here is fine if you wish to speak
We can
privately.
speak privately.
Thank you. Let me make a space.
She made a I already had a space. I made it when I opened the door.
You're just faster than I am, it seems. I wanted to talk to you about. You don't have to stand. I'm just fidgeting. I outreach. You speak a lot of it, and I guess one of my main questions is what that fully entails. I guess I don't know. I have a my thoughts are jumbled. Maybe I shouldn't have started with that. Maybe that's not good. Maybe I could segue into that. I guess I'll start with an easier one. You have not asked me to the dance, to the ball. Is there a reason for that?
No, not particularly. I suppose I was just hesitant if I myself was going.
I see.
In fairness, you haven't asked either.
I was under the impression that ladies do not ask.
Fair enough.
I don't know if it's different. But your point stands true. I could have. I guess some information has been brought to my attention, and I have been looking into things a little bit more closely, and I guess I've just been also pondering past things that make me think that maybe outreach was code for something.
Code?
The information that was brought to me was that you asked Willow for a kiss when I was not around.
Interesting way of framing it.
I was told that she would give a kiss to anyone who found the gift. You found it and presented yourself in a way that could be asking for it, asking for her to provide what she offered.
Very interesting way of framing it.
From my own side of things, I know that you can be very flirty's the easy word, but I don't know if that fully encompasses what I'm trying to say. You are very playful and very flirty with me, and I appreciate it, and I love the banter. I really do. And I don't want to limit you in your conversations or anything like that. That is not what this conversation is about. It's one of those things that I am struggling with that I wish for if us to be together, to be proud that I am with you. Not for titles or anything like that, but because of you. But if I am not what you want, and if I cannot provide what you need, or if you need more, I don't want to stop you, even if it makes me look like a fool for selfish reasons. But basically what I am saying is that if you are wanting to conduct yourself in a free agent manner, I do not want you to not be a free agent. And I am fine with that. I know that I cannot provide you with everything that you should require. There was a few other examples that I have. A comment about sharing my sister and I. I'm framed in a lighting of either dating us both or being with us both. And I am trying to word this in a way that I am not trying to fault you. Because I do not think that you are at fault in the manner of doing as you wish. I just don't. I do not want to be made a fool. If I am to be one of your representatives when you take the throne, I do not wish for my reputation amongst our peers to be negative. Because you wanted more, or you need more, and I let it happen. For people to make their judgments. And I know it's silly. But we are vampires, and our reputation is everything amongst each other.
Is this an opening?
And I ultimately want to keep your name clean. I don't want you to come across to court members or peers of our school as negative. If that makes sense.
Yes, I believe so. I believe that action takes priority to word. If you wish for the full picture on either of those examples, I can provide it, but if you are I suppose set or made on something already, then I believe that that's your choice.
I'm not going to deny you giving your side of things.
Willow did indeed make that promise, that call. And I'm a charmer. I charm. You're correct. That is how I compose myself.
Mm-hmm.
Again, word is word. I don't believe that that's anywhere close to action. I did not position myself to receive it. I simply brought it up as a joke. I saw an opportunity to, I suppose, jest or charm. Did so, and I moved along. But no, I did not present myself, nor was I going to allow her to fulfill it. That would be to disrespect you. You're correct. But again, if my conduct in general is something that you see as disrespectful, then perhaps it would be best to keep things professional. Perhaps I'm not. I understood that you mentioned taking things slower. I myself am, I guess, learning. I don't have much experience with formal relationships. I am usually quite busy. Back home, I am a full schedule. And I believe that I don't have much there. It's not something that I get to decide to do. It's only with this, I suppose, freedom here.
Mm.
But perhaps we're on the same
To be
page.
free.
I don't know if I
don't
should be. Perhaps we are on the same understanding, the same page. Perhaps we are both not quite well equipped. I don't mean to place anything on you, but
You are not. And if I'm being completely transparent, I don't want just a professional relationship. In fact, that's what I'm dreading. If I can be selfish, or if I can be asking I don't want to lose you. You bring me so much joy, and I hope that I can bring you some joy. And I want you to be able to do what you want to be able to do. And not have to worry about disrespecting me. And I don't want to have to worry about it looking bad on you. Or me. You more importantly. My job here is to make sure that you get on that throne, and if you are genuine about outreach, I want to help you make that happen. I want to help you get everything that you desire. But I would be lying if I said that the thought of losing you as a friend, it breaks my heart. But if you want it to be strictly professional, if that's something that you are used to, I don't want to keep that from you. Or force you into anything. I care deeply about you, Ezra, and I enjoy every moment that we've spent together. I don't know if I can provide you with what you might need. Maybe not, even if it's just at the rate that you need. I am still coming out of my shell. I've been isolated by my own hand for a long time. Barely talking to people at banquets and staying home, getting the universe rewarding bad behavior. I guess what I'm saying is I want you in my life, but there may be better ways that I can assist you than something romantic.
Very well.
I'm sorry.
No, No, apologies on my end. I believe that, as you've mentioned, you don't know if you can provide what I want. I'm not sure that I myself know what I want myself either. But I suppose we'll see what the future holds. Blight, what did I just do? No, she's right. I've been... Okay. No, she's entirely correct. I haven't been proper. I mean, it is an embarrassment to her. It is cruel. It is... It isn't right. But I don't... She isn't who I mean, I physically can't. still... No, I need... Celica. I can't... This is stupid. This is so stupid! Internal thoughts. Internal thoughts. You should stop walking up this path. I can't ask. I can't. That's not... I'm not going to do that. I cannot do that. That's just not what... it would get both of us into... We'd both be in a pit. We're still talking. I should stop. But also, no, I mean... She wants to help with... I don't know. I don't know. I can't even say I'm heartbroken. I mean...
Princess,
Yes?
are you busy at the moment?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Is it quick?
Yes. Okay. I heard from Celica. Have I been appointed to Viscountess?
Were you not there?
No.
Am I misremembering? I swore it was you at the Royal Code class, and I thought that... Am I crazy?
I was there, but then the old blood took me.
No, the one before that.
Oh, yes. But nothing was official. That was pretend.
Yes, for the sakes of the classes here. That's
Understood.
what I had meant. I have Viscounts at
that's
home.
quite all
It's not something I can actually... No, that's not something I can reappoint, but regardless, just take care. Why am I chasing her? I mean... Curiosity? I mean, that's... She's alone. Maybe she'll have insight. Be good for court relations. I don't know what I'm doing. Can't go to this ball alone. I know that much. Why am I chasing her?
Your Highness.
Good evening. This is stupid. Is it just, really, I have to stop myself, right? Evidently I'm not. I'm just not doing that. So what am I doing instead? Wandering. I don't know. Why do I want to ask Celica before I even wanted to ask Veswin? Or why is it easier for me to consider inviting Celica along to the ball than it is to invite Veswin? Why? Screw it, just... I can't do anything regarding this. Oh my, okay. I can't invite Katarina. Certainly can't invite Veswin. But I can't go alone. Celica is someone I've been meaning to talk to anyways. There. That is my thoughts in a line. Are you busy? Is it just because I don't have any relation with her? She hardly knows who I am. I hardly know who she is. Well, I presume she knows who I am. Could you meet me near the hedge maze? It's Curtin. I don't know Celica. That's easy. I just ask her out to the ball. I'm not alone there. And ow. I heard it Raven, and honestly I got worried it was her. There she is. Just do it. Just do it to do it and get it done. Good evening. Sorry to pull you for a third meeting.
It is quite all right, Your Highness.
Are you aware of tomorrow?
I am indeed. I am on the committee, in fact, so I'm very aware.
Good to see. I was considering my attendance there, but given I am the prince, I presume I very well should be, so I'd like to ask that you attend the ball with me.
With me?
Yes. I don't know much about
Lady
you, but
Veswin not to be your partner?
I'm not sure if she is attending or not. But I feel poor for your time at the academy so far, and you seem interesting, so I would like a chance to actually get to know you better.
I see.
If there's any concerns, well, I know you were on the committee, but if you need a dress or a mask or anything, I can see to having it commissioned if you weren't planning on going, but regardless, yes, I would like for you to accompany me.
I see. I was planning on attending, however. It would be an honor, Your Highness.
Very well. I'll see you there.
Indeed, Your Highness.
Stupid. That's a problem solved. Wouldn't Tavian be proud? Stupid. No, it'd be foolish to show up alone. And no. Yes, I couldn't be to show up alone. And I'm sure Celica needed someone. It's that. It's a fresh pair of eyes, a fresh pair of ears. Someone new to talk to. I should sit for a while.